Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny, and this evening, we are going to do a little project up at the gate, the entrance to the nursery. Plus, Jerry has been working on fixing this never-ending problematic spot up there also at the entrance. So I want to show you that. So we're going to do a little garden tour of the gate bed up there, and then we're going to actually replant the AquaPot that is right at the gate. So I've got my clippers, I've got my gloves, I've got my little pop-up container. So we're just going to throw it in the back of the Polaris, and we're just going to head up there. So here we are at the entrance to the nursery. You can see behind me is the fence and the gate, and this lovely patch of red soil is the area that we have had issues with for several years now. First of all, of course, remember, nothing is flat here at Creekside, right? So everything is sloping one direction or another. And we are Creekside because we have a creek running down the middle of our property, which means everything comes to us, including this area right here. So from our whole road, water will come down here. Jerry had gotten this area graded really well years ago, not that long after we moved in. So that wasn't too much of a problem until we started getting a good number of deliveries for the nursery. And bless their sweethearts, a lot of the truck drivers just had problems staying on the gravel. And we had this whole this curve here on the edge of the gravel and the red soil, the red clay. We had like big rocks that were just here from, you know, the nursery, that were just native here. Well, that didn't matter to them. They would just run over them. And then, like, we've fixed this area so many times. The last time we had it really nice, and the guy came in an 18-wheeler and just completely destroyed this area. Basically pushed all of the rocks down and just made this huge hot mess. So enough is enough. Jerry had the Bobcat out the other night and completely made this smooth, took out the hump. So this section is actually going to be gravel. So we're going to have gravel in this lower area, and then we'll bring mulch up and do some more grading. This isn't the final grade, but bring mulch up kind of on this side of the hump, so that this will be mulch, so that when we get rain and some water trickles down, this red mud won't come down into the gravel. So this is, like I said, never-ending area, and I'm sure it won't be the last time, but this is some good soil under here, nice shady spot that I've been working on. Now, here we are in the predominantly shade garden up here right by the sign on the front side of the gate. So when you come to the nursery, this is going to be one of the first spots that you see. We were back here in late spring, early summer, when I was showing you this area. And if you will remember, my mama and I had reworked this area late winter. Now, this bed is not on irrigation, so no irrigation whatsoever. The only times that we would really water is when in the heat of the summer and it just was getting really hot, we would come up here and just hand water with buckets. The annuals would be fed on a somewhat regular basis. When I say regular basis, I mean like maybe once every 3 weeks. But for the most part, it has done exceptionally well. Now, there is some little areas that look sad, and I have lost some plants. But just to kind of recap, the caladiums, oh my heavens, look at those things. This is, I want to say it's Scarlet Flame. If I'm wrong, I will put it up on the screen. These have just done amazingly well. The front of this bed gets the most sun, where in the back is the most shade. So we have the Scarlet Flame, then we have the Endless Illumination Broalia. I think without a doubt, this is like my favorite shade annual. Just that big pop of that blue purple flower. It's just gorgeous. And then in kind of ribboned through the back, these are just the pink angel wing begonias. These are the same ones that I had in my window box right off the kitchen window, and they are great. So angel wing begonias are going to be that more shade. You can tell they have kind of a weeping habit to them. And then we have perennials and shrubs in the back. So we've got, like for example, the black pearl euchera is doing well. I've got some hostas back there. Now my ferns, these are the lady in red ferns. Let's see if I can tiptoe through here. The lady in reds, there's 4 in here. And a lot of times, now remember this is September, okay? So September in the South, things are just starting to look sad. I mean, let's just be honest, right? We're all looking sad. So for these ferns to look like this right now, I'm happy with it. I know they've got some black spot on them. That could be due to, you know, heat stress, lack of water, that kind of thing. So these two are doing really well considering the time of year. And then these two in the back, they look sad. They're not dead, but they're certainly not very happy like the other two are. So what I'll do is just cut those to the ground. They should recover over the winter and be just fine. So that's that. And then the other area that is really sad, because you know I'm all about showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly, is over here. So this tree, this is an Oregon pine. And I knew in the spring that it was probably in trouble, but we decided we're like, well, we're just gonna leave it and see what it does. Clearly it's not doing well. So it is going to come out. I'm not really sure what the problem is. I don't know if it's too hot, not enough water, that kind of thing, but it's just been kind of a slow death, so it's on its way out. And then I did lose 2 of my rhododendrons. I have another one that's just on the other side of the bed. It's thriving and doing great. These 2 clearly did not like their spots. Live and learn. They were left over from the nursery. But overall with the whole bed, I'm very, very happy with it. The Mahonia are doing really well. This one especially has just taken off and is doing great. They will put on some beautiful little tiny yellow flowers here in just a couple of weeks. In fact, I was looking to see if we have any little flower pods. We got new growth on them. So overall with this whole bed, I'm pleased, right? For no irrigation in the South, pretty much dry, it is doing well. Now what we're gonna work on and look at is replanting really quickly, because it is evening and I heard some distant thunder. We're gonna try to get this project done tonight. But the project that we're gonna do right now is we are going to replant this AquaPot. So this is a beautiful falling blue AquaPot. This is the sister to the big ones that are down by the pergola. I had put 1 bubblegum, Super Tunia Vista bubblegum in here in the spring. It has done great. It is really long and leggy. Yes, I could cut it back and it would eventually flush out and be pretty, but it is September. I'm ready to kind of move on to some fall colors. So we are going to take this out and replant it. So what I'm gonna do is hop in the Polaris. You're gonna come with me and we're gonna go grab everything that we need. So let's go get going. Okie dokie. So what we're gonna do is, this will be interesting to see how much roots are in this bubble gum. I love this clip for my clippers because it never comes off. But in order to get it on, got it, can be quite challenging, but it's on. So I'm just gonna have to get in here and like manhandle this bubble gum. In my very humble opinion, bubble gum is probably like the industry standard as far as petunias go. You just can't beat bubble gum. There are some other ones out there that of course are fantastic without a doubt, but to me bubble gum is just the industry standard. And this is going to be very interesting as far as getting this out. In fact, I don't know. I was thinking maybe I would just lay the pot down. Oh, no, it's gonna come out. Look at that. Yay. All right, this will be. Probably didn't even need to put it in here, but it'll help for a little bit because I do want to take out some of this soil that's still in there. Oh, lousy bee. All right. So it's not terribly root bound in here. Okay, there's a critter in here. Let's see. As long as it's just a little, okay, we're good. It's not a snake. It's just a little, come here, little friend. Come on. Okay, here he goes. Out, that way. Good, okay. You never know what you're gonna find in your pots. Jerry always jokes and he says that end of August into September is when everything is out to kill you. This is when the yellow jackets are the worst. This is when all the fire ants are the absolute worst. It's like everything is out to get you. So you know that I preach to you about completely emptying your pots when you are planting your annuals. This is going to be an exception because, one, this has massive amounts of dirt in it, and this container is only going to stay viable for about maybe like 6 more weeks, and then that is it. So what I did is I took out, obviously, the big root ball of the petunia, the bubble gum. I took out some of the soil. We're gonna go ahead and top it off with some fresh soil too. Now, when I plant these fall containers like this is gonna be more of a very temporary container because it is not gonna last me past my first frost. Using the tools here. So for us, I mean, yeah, we're only talking about 6, maybe 8 weeks at the absolute most. Struggling with this container, can you tell? So we're just gonna go for it. I am gonna plant it a little bit heavier, again, a little fuller, but it's all good. It'll be really pretty. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep it really simple today because life is complicated enough. Why make your plantings complicated? I'm only going to use 2 different kinds of plants. Both of them obviously are annuals. So the first one is the fireworks grass. So we're going to use this one in the back as our thriller. So fireworks is a fantastic fountain grass that will take on those beautiful autumn hues to it, the reds and the kind of the purples. I'm thinking I might go ahead and put 3 in here. Now it's pretty, you can get aggressive with them because it has been in this container for a long time. So can you see it? Yeah. So what we do want to do is just break up our root ball on this so you can just get any aggression out and just poke at it a little bit, break up those roots, Again, I'm not overly concerned about this. It is an annual. It will break up and it will take off very quickly. You don't want to completely decimate it because you don't want to, you just want to stimulate the roots, not completely destroy them. So that's one. I have 3 because I want it to look full right away. I tell you what, planting in the late evening, if you have any, frustrations of the day, man, this is a great way to get rid of them. It's better than taking it out on a person, right? We can take it out on these roots, which we're actually helping and not hurting. All right. And then I think we can get one more in here so that it looks nice and full. I'm gonna kind of plant it a little bit in a triangle position. So 2 in the back, a little bit 1 forward in the center. And then what we're gonna use for our main flower power are some red Double Up Begonias. Now, these are some of my absolute favorite plants. I love the Double Up Begonias. They are new this year. There's the red, the white, and the pink. They will do sun or shade, and they are so easy and very low maintenance. The key to begonias is that they do not require as much watering and care as you may think. You can really kind of neglect these plants and they will do great. So all I'm doing is I check my position. I did that triangle like I said. 2 in the back, 1 dead center. And you know me, I have to check it from all my different angles. So I like kind of positioning them first, put them in position before planting all of them at the same time, like one at a time rather. This way, if you need to tweak somebody, you can do that. So make sure that your soil is all around the plant, and then we're gonna go dead center. Well, there we go. Don't be afraid to manhandle them. They're all right. They can take it. They're tough. Now, in the couple of short weeks that they're going to be in here, they're going to take off because we broke up those root systems, and they're going to take off with their nice source of water from this AquaPot, and they're going to fill in, and they should do those beautiful plumes. So I've got my Double Up red begonias. Love the red because they tend to have the darker foliage on them. Nice, pretty red blooms. Be a great fall color here. So basically we're going to put 1 and then 2. So we're going to make some room. I feel like I'm really racing the sun here. In the middle of summer, at the height of summer, our sun doesn't go down till like 9:15, almost 9:30 at some points, when we have the longest days. And then you kind of forget how fast it goes down. Now, I have this is a 10-inch pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and squeeze it just a little bit so that it fits in my hole. Again, manhandle it. It's all right. Push it in there. There we go. Zhuzh everybody around here. And this is going to give us like an instant container. So I had put a little too much soil in there. So we're going to take some of it out so that we have room for that last begonia. So yeah, I guess you've noticed the sun changes a lot at your house. So not only is it getting darker faster, but it's getting lighter later. Normally, we're up with the birds. Now the sun's not coming up till later. Jenny's sleeping in a little more. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna squeeze, push her in, wiggle, wiggle, pull the grass out, fluff everybody. Look at that. Don't you love it when a good plan comes together? I do. I love it when it is in reality what I have in my head. So then go back in and of course make sure that you don't have any air pockets in your between your plants and your root balls. That's really important. More soil is going to hold more water. Of course, this is an AquaPot, but still you want to be, you know, cover up those roots so there's no air so they can soak up as much food and water as they need. Oh, so pretty. Now, it is, like I said, it's getting late, and there is thunder in the distance, so we're going to try to wrap this up just a little bit so we don't get completely caught in a thunderstorm. But what I will do is come back tomorrow morning and I am going to go ahead and have my 5-gallon bucket of water, and I'm going to fill up my AquaPot, because that is the thing about the AquaPots. Of course, you have to water them this time of year. If you've had a container that's been planted since the spring, you're having to water it at least once a week, depends on how vigorous those plants are in there. Since I've got fresh plants and fresh soil, I could probably get away with maybe watering it every 10 days to 14 days. Also, our temperatures are going down. But just check it and you know that your AquaPot is good to go when you can fill up that spout and then it shoots out the back in the overflow hole. But I am pleased with it. It definitely has a little spark of fall to it. It looks a lot better than that sad bubble gum that was there. But anyway, doesn't have to be complicated to be pretty. Keeping it nice and simple. Everything will fill in. I will keep you updated on how it goes as the weeks go past. But as always, thank you so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.